Ladies and gentlemen, we are very familiar at this point in time with EFF racism, but even this clip that I'm about to show you shocked me. However, before we start the video, can I kindly remind you that over 90% of our audience is unsubscribed, and in order for us to get to 100,000 subscribers, we plead to you, please do the usual YouTube stuff, like, share, and subscribe. Anyway, onto the video. Check this clip out.
I will be happy to Moer. That will be nice. And Afrikaner blood. I want the blood of an Afrikaner. Bring the blood of an Afrikaner. I want it.
We want KKAs. We must speak our...
So this is a clip of an EFF spokesperson in the city of Tshwane. And what he's done is he's effectively voting on a motion of no confidence against the current mayor in that area, which is Cilliers. And he doesn't exactly get along with Cilliers. Cilliers has a number of reasons that he's unlikable in that province. He claims to be clamping down on corruption, specifically tender corruption, and the things that make the city basically dysfunctional. During the whole vote, this is what was said, and I quote, "I want the blood of an Afrikaner." Now, were those type of words used on the reverse, we all know what the outcome would be. This individual expressed the desire to Moer a Boer. He says, "I'm craving to Moer a Boer." He says, "Bring me the blood of an Afrikaner." This on the same day, the Ramaphosa said that South Africans need to have their faith in democracy renewed. According to the president, the GNU must show that all political parties and all South Africans can work together, because all South Africans want an equal, prosperous society for all. But that's not what the EFF wants, is it? What the EFF wants is to divide society. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I have certainly noticed that since the founding of the GNU, the number of racial rhetorics used by political parties has certainly been on the increase. And one has to ask the question, what exactly will the government, and specifically the South African Human Rights Commission, have to do about it? We all saw the case of Ronaldo Gous, where there was an allegation there of racism, and the Human Rights Commission were very fast to issue cases against him. So one has to ask the question, will the same treatment be given to the EFF? And I think we all know the answer to that. We have to remind ourselves that in Tshwane, the EFF have had numerous run-ins with pretty much everyone. Let us not forget that in May of this year, the EFF raised complaints with the Electoral Commission for posters that were taken down by local individuals who lived in certain, let's call them Afrikaans areas. You know, areas that are usually predominantly Afrikaans based. Those areas specifically being Queenswood and Waterkloof. The problem here that we're actually seeing is that the EFF usually wants to go and put posters around certain areas, not in a show of force, but in a threat of force. We know this to be true because let us not forget that in September 2023, we also had the EF going around Tshwane and saying that if workers were dismissed due to some unauthorized strikes, they would, quote unquote, make Tshwane ungovernable. This is the EFF's usual mode of operation. We saw it with clicks, and we've seen it with various other instances of, let's call it EFFisms. But one has to ask the question, what exactly is the EFF wanting to do when they call specifically for the blood of the Boer? We all know the infamous problems with the Kill the Boer song, which has been before the courts numerous times and has been held to not be hate speech because it was a struggle song. But I'm not aware of the struggle song of "I'm craving the blood of a Boer, I want to Moer a Boer." If they can point me to that struggle song, I'd be more than happy to hear it. And as far as the media can tell, and as far as anybody who heard the statement, this is nothing more than a call to racial violence. And one has to ask the president, in this instance, what exactly will you do about it? On the same day that you say South Africans need to work together, there are calls of racial violence going on in the city of Tshwane. And along lines of that, your ANC members were there cheering the EFF on. So one, I would have to ask the president, what will you be doing about it? Now, from my opinion, and from my point of view, I know what I think the president's going to do about it, and that's nothing, because he never does. This type of racial violence, this type of racial rhetoric is commonplace in many cities. Many individuals have heard it, and many individuals have experienced it. This idea that it's just white on black racism is far from farcical. Black on white racism is equally, if not more, prevalent in some areas of the country. But that's just my view. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Until next time.